Collaborating on Word documents using EndNote Web. There are many different ways you can share a Word document online. You can email the document, put it in a shared folder on a network drive, put it in a SharePoint folder, or share it via an online service such as Windows Live. However you choose to share your Word documents, you can also share references for those Word documents in an EndNote Web library. Here's an example. Nathan uses EndNote on a Windows computer with Word 2007. Sharon uses EndNote on a Macintosh with Word 2008. They are writing a paper together for their paleontology class. Nathan has already started collecting references for the paper and wants to share them. He logs on to his EndNote Web library and creates a group to hold the references for his project by selecting Manage Groups from the Organize tab, then New Group. He gives the group a name and presses the Enter key. To share the group with Sharon, he marks the Share box, selects the Manage Sharing button for the new group, then selects Start Sharing this group. He selects the Read and Write option for sharing so that Sharon will be able to edit his references, then adds her EndNote Web account address and selects the Apply button to save the change. Then he selects the Close Window button. The Manage Sharing screen for the group now shows that Sharon has been given read and write access to the group. To transfer the references he already has from his EndNote desktop library to his web library, he must first configure EndNote Desktop with his web library information by selecting the Configure option under the EndNote Web group set and filling in his email address and password, then selecting the OK button. The Configure option has become a Transfer option. He then selects the Transfer option. He selects the new paleontology group in his EndNote Web library from the drop-down list, then selects the Transfer References from Desktop to Web option and the All References in Group option. He then selects the group he wants to transfer and the Transfer button to begin the transfer. In Word, if the EndNote tab is shown, Nathan changes it to EndNote Web by selecting the Preferences button, the Application tab, and EndNote Web from the drop-down list. EndNote will fill in his account information from the EndNote program settings. If he is using his private computer, these settings can be remembered for future Word sessions by marking the Remember My Address and Password option. On a public computer, he would want his logon information forgotten and leave this option unmarked. Nathan can now edit the document he wants to share with Sharon, perhaps adding a reference from his EndNote Web library using the Find Citation command. When finished, he closes the document and sends it to Sharon by email or by putting it in a shared folder. Sharon begins in her EndNote Web account by selecting the Other Groups option on the Organize tab. Here she will see the group Nathan shared with her. By marking the option to use it with Cite While You Write, she can make this group searchable from Word. She may also have references in her own EndNote Web library that she would like to add to the shared paleontology group. She can mark those references and copy them to the shared paleontology group as shown. When Sharon opens the shared document in Word, She also has the choice of using either her EndNote desktop or web library, just as Nathan did, using the Preferences button on the EndNote toolbar for Word 2008. She can now edit the document, perhaps adding a missing reference to one of the citations using the Edit Citations command. When she searches her EndNote web library, both her references and the ones Nathan has shared with her will be searched, and she can insert references from both. When they finish the document, Nathan may decide he would like to link the references to his EndNote desktop library instead of the web library. He can do that using the Update from My Library command available in Edit and Manage Citations.